Welcome back to Square Off. Mike Broomhead is the leading conservative media voice in the Valley. With his longtime morning show now on KTAR, he's followed the evolution of Arizona's Republican Party for more than a decade and has his own personal story to tell of how he ended up behind the mic and also why he is so committed to veterans issues. Mike Broomhead, welcome to Square Off.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
It's great to have you. This is a real treat.
Well, I felt the same way when I got the call to be here, so I'm looking forward to this conversation.
So let's give folks a little background. I mentioned how you got to the mic in a very unconventional way.
Yeah, so the Iraq War started in March of '03. My brother was a soldier, and he was deployed in March of '03, and on Memorial Day of '03, he was killed in Iraq. And I'm the oldest brother, and so I was the family spokesman and just started to speak out about my brother's service and my support for what he did. And it turned into guest appearances, and next thing you know, someone said, hey, you're pretty good at this. You want to try it? And I said, I'll do it on the weekends. And next thing you know, here we are.
And still to this day, you keep your brother's memory alive.
Yeah, you know, it's something that lives with us in every family. I always say to people, we don't need a Memorial Day in our family. Memorial Day's for everybody else, and people have been great about it. People reach out to me all the time, and we still miss him so much, but we want to honor his memory and his service.
Yeah. So what was your day job at the time?
I was an electrical contractor. I moved here in 1995 as an electrician, and I wanted to be a rodeo cowboy, so I came to Arizona to rodeo, and I knew I'd find a job. I found a job as an electrician and ended up as a contractor with my own business.
Well, you're kind of in the rodeo still.
I am.
Wrangling guests and that kind of thing.
There's a word bull something that is also involved in what I do, but yeah.
So who were you then? You were a conservative then? I would.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. You know,
what kind of conservative?
Like a working class conservative, very fiscally conservative. I always tell people that I'm more socially libertarian. A lot of things that are none of the government's business, but I'm a social conservative. I mean, I'm a conservative in fiscal stuff. I think small government is the way to go. I'm not anti-government, but I'm pro-smaller government.
And so who's governor when you started?
Fife Symington.
Fife Symington, wow.
That's how when I first got involved in things, it was, we were coming off of those years, and then it was Napolitano, and Governor Napolitano gave way to Governor Brewer.
Okay, so you've seen a lot of governors, a lot of changes here.
Yeah.
How comfortable do you feel right now in the Republican Party as a conservative?
I don't feel out of place because the voices that are the ones out there that are loudest, I don't owe them anything. I mean, I've been there for 20 years, and I'll put my record up against anybody. So when the name calling starts or somebody disagrees, when I spoke out so much against the way the audit was done in Arizona, I didn't mind the voices because I kept it civil with them if they get nasty toward me, but I'm not running for office. So the Republican Party, I would rather speak to Republican voters.
And that leads to my next question. What do you see your job as when you're behind the mic and interviewing people?
First of all, I think my job is to be fair. I mean, I will always lead with where I stand. I don't want to hide who I am because I don't have to. But I want to make sure I give somebody a chance to talk. I like dissenting voices. I like when people come on and have a civil debate that when we disagree, I think those are the most fun conversations. Mm-hmm. So I want people to know I'll be fair, but I also want to make sure I get information out there that's valuable to people locally. I love being local.
You mentioned the audit.
Yeah.
And an audit that ultimately went nowhere and cost taxpayers millions of dollars in the process. That has become part of the Democratic really platform here, which is denial of election results without any evidence. How do you handle that on your show? Is that something you will discuss? Bring
Absolutely.
People on? How does that play out?
During the whole thing, you know, I maintained a good relationship with the Senate president, even though I disagreed with her. She'd come on and talk about it. I wasn't against an audit anytime of a government agency. I didn't like how it was partisan. I didn't like how one-sided it was. They obviously hired a company that wasn't qualified. So I just said what I thought honestly is that if we're going to do something like that, we should do it the right way so it's transparent and something people can believe in.
But now you have Donald Trump as the leader, as really the party. Is this the Trump party now?
Yeah, it depends on who you talk to. Yeah, it looks like he's the candidate. So, I mean, the party is now in his control. But there are a lot of people out there that are not, you look at the independent voters that are out there, and there's a lot of people in the Republican Party that are not going to just vote down ticket Or in other cases, they may vote for a lot of other Republicans and not vote at the top of the ticket.
How comfortable are you with Trump, given the January 6th insurrection, the repeated falsehoods, leading the party?
Given the choices we have, to be very honest, he's, in my opinion, the better choice, and that's the choices we have. And so I'm comfortable. I like some of the policies. I liked a lot of the policies when he was president. There were a lot of things I disagreed with, and I was vocal about those, and I'll be vocal again if I disagree with some of the things that are said.
All right. Want to end with some quick hits? Your favorite guest?
John McCain.
John McCain.
John McCain.
You call yourself a McCain Republican?
I do.
A lot of people in the party have no use for John McCain.
I know this is a quick hit, but if I can say, John McCain was so good to me as a person. He treated me as a colleague, and I had no right to be treated that way. We disagreed on some things. We talked about them. He debated me, and he was so good and kind to me. And I will never back down from my friendship with somebody because other people say it was a wrong friendship. He was by far my favorite guest.
The story your audience is most interested in right now?
Oh, I think right now it's the possibility of a consent decree in the city of Phoenix with the Phoenix Police Department.
Interesting. The interview you really want to get?
Oh, wow. There's a couple. Mike Rowe. I'd love to have Mike Rowe on.
Mike Rowe is the
Dirty Jobs and
the Ford guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But he's the guy that did Dirty Jobs and Deadliest Catch, and he's kind of he promotes the working class. I'd love to have him on. I would love here in Arizona. I would love to interview Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
I just find him so interesting. I know these aren't political or issue-based interviews, but if you want to know who I'd love to sit and have a conversation with, I would love to talk to Mike Tyson.
Okay. Well, I've loved talking to you, Mike Broomhead. Thanks so much for joining us.
It's been great. Thank you for having me.